Hello everyone. So in this video, I'm going to cover some examples of transition beans, and I'm going to do this for a design of a buffer, and it's a very simple design. As you can see it right here, that both the inputs and outputs are of 7 bits each. And then for the test bench, we have the test, and we have two cover points. Right now, I am commenting the cover point for the signal Y, and I have a for loop in which I am doing a regressive test, and it will also check whether the inputs and outputs matches or not. And if it does not, it will show, it will just display those particular values which are not getting matched. So let's begin. So it's a 7-bit buffer, and we can write lots of transition beans. So first I will go through a single value transition. So in a single value transition, the cover point or the bin of that cover point will record a transition from one value to another. So for this example, I will write this bin and I will name it B1, and I want it to transition from, let's say, 1 to 5. To write that, you just have to write 1, and then you have to write the symbol and 5. So this bin will record the coverage whenever the value of A transitions from 1 to 5. Since we are applying the stimulus in a sequential order, it will not record this cover point, and because this transition is not happening. So let's just run the simulation check. So let's run the coverage report in detail. So as you can see it right here, that we are getting zero coverage, and it is because of the fact that our stimulus is not recording any transition. And here you can see that this is the cover point CP1, and it has one bean, and that bean is not getting any hit, and it is missing that hit, and you can see that bin right here. So to make this to be covered, we need to create a stimulus in which we are noticing a transition from 1 to 5. So I can do it right here. So let's give it in the next time slot. Let's give a equals to 1, and then on the very next time slot, let's give a equals to 5. Now it should get covered, and we will get 100% coverage. So let's save the code, and let's run the simulation for one more time. Okay, now as you can see it right here that we are getting 100% coverage and our bin is getting covered because there is a transition happening from 1 to 5, which you can see it right here. So this was the example of a single value transition. So let's move on to other case in which we will transition through multiple values. So that will be a case of sequence of transition bins. So I will name that bin uh, as B2, and this time I will make this bin to record the transition between different values, more than two values. So let's say it is transitioning from 3 uh, to 5 to 8, and let's say it transition back to 3. So this particular bin will only get a hit if and only it observes a transition from 3 to 5 to 8 to 3. So this complete transition should occur. Otherwise, this bin will not get any hit, and our coverage will not be recorded for this particular bin, and we will get only 50% coverage for our case right now. So this is an example of sequence of transition bins where you want to record a transition of a signal for multiple values, for more than two values. So you can also do that. And I will just go ahead and create a stimulus so that it can record that particular transition. So for that, it is very simple. I will just copy it and it will get 3. Then it should get 5. Then it should get 8. Then it should get 3 again. So let's simulate the code. Okay, it is getting covered. So bin B2 is getting covered because we have provided the desired stimulus. So I will go through the last type of transition bin, and it is just a set of transition bins which can be written like this. So I will name this bin B3, and so what I will do, like it will create a set. So let me show it to you. 1, 2, 100, 101. So what it will do is that it will create uh, four separate beans, and actually it will not create four separate beans, it will create four conditions, and if any of those is satisfied, this particular bean, which is B3, will record a hit. So what it will do, there are two sets, there are two values right here and two values right here, so there are 2 times 2 4 possible conditions. So those are, if one transitions to 100, or one transitions to 101, or two transitions to 100, or two transitions to 101. So if any of this particular transition is recorded, it is not a requirement that all of this transition is recorded and they are separate beans. They are all the part of a single bean, and if it records any of this transition, any four of this transition, this bin will get a hit. So let's create a condition so in which our value is transitioning from 1 to 101, and let's find out whether it will record a hit or not. So I will give it 1, and then it will get 100 or 101. So there are like four possible transitions that can record a hit. So I am only providing this particular transition, and let's find out whether it records a hit for the bean B3 or not. So I will save the code and run the simulation. So as you can see it right here that our total coverage is 100% and bean B3 is getting a hit because one of those transition which are mentioned right here is happening. So suppose, let's say, if we include one more transition out of this set, let's say 2 is transitioning to 100, so it will just record another hit. Uh, so it is getting 2, and then it is getting 100, and this time it should get 2 hits, even though the goal is to get only 1 hit. So let's simulate the code. So as you can see it right here that this time, since it is recording two of these transitions, uh, which you can see it right here, the other one is right here. It is recording a total number of 2 hits. So it is more than covered. So such type of transition beans is generalized as set of transition beans, where you will just create uh, various transition for a single beans, and it depends on uh, the left hand side and right hand side of the set. You just have to multiply it, and as per as per the multiplication, numbers of those possible transitions will be created. And it is not a requirement that all of those transitions will need to occur. So that's why I have written the or between them. So if only one of those transition is happening, a hit will be noticed for that particular bean. So that's all about transition beans. Stay tuned for more. In the next video, I will be going through the repetition beans. Thank you so much.